Flight Simulator Discovery Series, but that's because I've accidentally pulled the wrong one. It was supposed to be free flight, but there you go. That's how we do it in this stream. Everything wrong every time, but you know what? Doesn't matter. Not for today anyway. So I'm just going to copy from there, and I need to put this in my Discord. Okie dokie. It's done in my Discord. Flash. Oh, did that just do it? No. It's about that. Let's get the chat up. Wasn't prepared today. Kind of had time actually to get prepared, then I didn't. I mean, I didn't get ready for it. Right. Oh, why does my mic seem a bit low today? Not too sure. That's really strange. Hang on. Very strange considering it's playback devices. Sound settings or output. Okay. Right, test your microphone. Yeah, why is it not? That's fine. Device properties. Okay. For some reason or other, my microphone was turned down when it shouldn't have been. Who knows? Right. Okay, so that's done. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, just one. Don't know if I'm live. I don't know if yes, I am. Okay, I'm all wrong on Twitch though. I know I'm all wrong on Twitch. Right, okie dokie. Here we go. So what we're gonna fly today? Well, I thought we'd do like a kind of like a customer flight today. So I wasn't quite sure. Wasn't quite sure what to do. Let's have a look at this. I'll just turn that off, the enable preview, so we get a few more extra things. So, do it like a city to city. Big city to city. We could do Los Angeles to San Francisco. Could do. Let me think of some others. We've got Vancouver, Seattle. Oh, we could do one over the border. Seattle to Portland, maybe. That might be an interesting one to run. I just wanted to kind of wax myself up a little bit. I've not been. We could do Chicago to Minneapolis, St. Paul. I was wondering actually somewhere where it might be a bit cold now. Don't know what the weather's like up there, but Hector International, not Glen. Don't know what Glen Falls is. No, okay. Yeah, maybe Chicago to Minneapolis. Should we do Chicago to Minneapolis? I don't need to change my. Let's see. So I've actually. Sorry if anybody's been chatting to me, but I've accidentally had my chat turned off. That wasn't my intention. Okay, yeah, let's do this. Let's go. Let's go Chicago O'Hare. So I love this airport. So that's executive. Chicago O'Hare's a bit lower. I might keep it as a night flight because I don't mind night flights every now and again. We'll go to parking ramp 89. We'll set that as our departure. Okay, and I'm going to try and do this as as well as I can. Okay, so it looks like our departure is that one. Okay, and we're going to go to Minneapolis, I think I picked it as. Minneapolis, so it was much further north than this, but I can't remember where. There we go. Minneapolis, St. Paul. So it's not that one. St. Paul International. Okay. Oh yeah, that's a nice one. Okay, so we'll choose that as the arrival airport. Now I'm going to try and do this as well as possible. So we're going to do it as a high altitude airway. Okay. I'm going to try and set our departures and everything correctly. So let's have a look. In Chicago, we are taking off from runway 28 right. So I think we have to do departure 10 left. If I remember, that's how we do it. Let's have a look. I think it's 10 left. Let's try it. Departure 10 left. Oh, no, it's 27 right. Okay, departure 27 right. Or 27 right. Okay, so that's given us more or less our departure. Although, okay, so it's straight out from a shorter runway, but that's fine. I don't know if that's the runway in use today, though. But you know what? I'll take what we get. Okay, we got strange change in direction there. Ah, okay, that's fine. We'll sort that out in a moment. Let's go Minneapolis, St. Paul, and we're going 30 left. So our approach should be RNAV 30 left if we have it. Actually, I'm going to go ILS 30 left, not RNAV. That's because the RNAV hasn't been working very well for me recently. So I want to try an ILS approach this time. See if it gave me a better approach. So this isn't needed, this big part here. So we're going to remove that. Oh crap, what have I removed there? Why is it not removing it? Remove. Oh, it won't remove it. Hang on, it bloody will. IOW. If it won't remove it, we might have to... okay. 20... Have we got another option for 27 right? I don't know if we have. No. Right, that's our departure. Why we have to go all the way out the way there, I'll never know. And normally you can just delete it and it'll redo it in, but it's not going to let me. So I'd like to one day know what the actual departure on that is. But never mind. Right. So we're going to be going a couple of minutes out the way. That's the only problem. There must be a different. Let's have a look. Might as well save time. Departure 27, right. Could do a direct departure, but I don't know what that's going to do. Well, that's definitely going to make it a bit easier on the way there. But... odd 6, odd 6, odd 6. They're all odd 6. 27 left. No, it's 20. See if we can get 27 right. Because that's going to give us... No, that doesn't even matter. Alright, we're just going to do direct then. I don't know why it's doing that. But we need that, otherwise we're going to be flying like half an hour in the wrong direction. So we're going to still take off from runway 27 right, so, and then we'll just engage the autopilot and connect with it. The only thing I want to change, I want to do nighttime conditions. So I'm going to just pump the time ahead a little bit. We'll say 9:30 at night. Okay, don't know why I haven't changed it, but it is set 9:30 at night. Weather is clear for the time being because I want to pump in the weather. Okay, so let's get on this. Let's get on this one. Violet loaded up. Everything's in backwards mode. Okay. Okay, I've just got some text messages here. Sorry, I've just got the. Right. So let's get this show on the road. Let's just get my chair in a bit tighter. The back part up. And then stop messaging me. So it's loading up a little bit slower these days, but it is what it is. It is what it is. It seems to be loading up a little bit slower, but let's just get this show on the road. I've just got my notebook here for a couple of things. There are some things on the setup I want to try and do correctly. There are some things I'm trying to train myself to do every single time. And one of them is to take notes of some of the speeds, because the game doesn't give you the speeds automatically, which it really kind of should. There should be a thing where it tells you, okay, this is what your things are. I think if you use the flight checklist, it probably does, but it doesn't seem to give you them by default. So we'll check some of those things, and luckily in this plane, some of those things are there. Now, the Flight Discovery series I plan to do a lot more of, and there's a couple of other things that I also have ideas on. Now, I know I was doing Around the World Flight, but I've said I'm going to leave the Around the World Flight until this game's developed just a little bit more, because I have a feeling they're going to add some interesting parts into it. And so the Around the World Flight, I'd rather wait until the modding community's done its job. It's doing an amazing job at the moment. I'm actually going to do some flights around Spain, because some modders have been doing an amazing job of Spain, and I am looking to maybe mod my own town into it, if I have one day or something to do it, because it doesn't take forever. So where are we going today, Vern? We are going Vern, isn't it Vern? Who? Hang on, Vern and what? Oof! I hate that sound. Okay, here we are. Chicago O'Hare. Oh, sorry. Right, so it's loading in, is it? Nice, okay. So, love this plane. Absolutely love this plane. I think the graphics have got a bit better. Right, so let's click ready to fly. It looks like everything's loading. So we're near the United. Let me get my thing. How are you? But Alex, I didn't tell you. I was too busy trying to finish that thought. I've got a lot of messages from work today because we're doing. We've got an emergency meeting thing tomorrow, so it's got to be part of it, unfortunately. But look at that sky. Look at it. But that isn't the sky we're going to keep, unfortunately. So, Alex, you're asking where we're going. I'm going to tell you before I forget. We're going from Chicago O'Hare, K-Odd, to Minneapolis, St. Paul. We're taking some protesters or something. I don't know. So, I'm just going to let it load the weather in, and then I'll start all of my procedures and everything, get everything kind of underway. So, Hang on, Ratham, why do you keep dropping in mine? We don't have enough people on here to... Is that why you're dropping in? Okay, so we've got slightly overcast. Okay, that's fine. I don't mind that. The weather's looking okay there. As Guy, you can do your work. This is what we train for! Right, okay, so... I can't remember where that came from. This is what we train for! So, oh, it's got an Asobo sign on there. So, yeah, looks like we've got very little lag. The frame rates are okay. For Chicago here, these aren't bad frame rates. We've got overcast weather. So, let's have a look at this. Oh, Christ, come on. Okay, so let's go through everything. So, first thing we're going to do, we're going to give ourselves a little bit of power. So we're going to move up the crash bat. Then we're going to set battery.
Clearance delivery ineffectual.
Oh shit! Alright, oh no, that's alright. I didn't want him to do that, but they'll do it anyway.
Ineffectual Aldemer 9er 7 is cleared to Minneapolis Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 27 right climb and maintain 10,000 feet. Departure frequency is 125.0 squad 5264.
Are you watching a bit behind, Elizgar? Are you live? I don't know, your reply there seems a little bit out of tune, but you might have just been doing something. I'm just checking because sometimes people don't realise. Okay, so we got dimmer, cabin access. Oh shit, get off, mother lover. Ah, shut up, you old bag. I'll check all that in a second. Right, so we'll go back. Now, there is still this issue with things sticking. And I really don't like it, but we'll see what we can do. I'm trying to get used to not using the mouse button now.
Contact ground on 121.9er.
Okay, so we've got all our lights on, right, inside. So now we just need to set up everything that we're going to do, and then we'll request pushback and everything. So let's see what she gave us. Let's see what clearance she gave us. She gave us climb and maintain 10,000 feet, although I'm sure we're going to get clearance to 31,000. So in order to save myself a little bit of time and a little bit of fanning about, I'm actually going to put it up to 31,000 automatically, unless they give us a ceiling, like 28 or something, and then I'll pull it back. The reason I'm doing this is because if I click my mouse button on this now, it seems to stick and it'll climb, and I've been having some nightmares where I don't know if it's, I'm going to check to see if it's my mouse, but I don't think it is. I'm having some nightmares where, for example, I'm trying to change altitude and it'll put me in a dive because it's the autopilot's like revving it down. So I don't really like doing it like this because it's a little bit in the backside. I think I might change some key bindings in order to fix this, but it's a real pain in the arse at the moment, and it's been happening for the last few updates, but I haven't seen anybody else who said they'd had a problem with it. So for example, if I do it like this now, it seems to do it alright. Now it's probably going to just prove me wrong, but sometimes it just seems to stick and it'll keep going up and up and up regardless of what I do. So I'm just going to set it to 31,000 feet as we go. Right, there we go. So click it one back. 31,000 feet. And then our climb, our vertical speed is going to be 1,700, which is the, I think it's the standard. Oh, you were blocking the restream, but okay. Good, thank you. So what I want to do here is I actually want to have a look at this. So my maximum takeoff weight's fine. I don't need to really take up. So the things I do need to look at is flaps extended maximum speed is for takeoff is 178. Flaps, okay, it's 178 flaps. Landing gear extended is 178 as well. Landing gear 178. Okay, now landing full flaps, because it'll be landing flaps, is 122. That's fine, I should never be there anyway. Landing flaps 122. Landing gear, same one. Landing gear operating up at, oh no, landing gear should be up at 150. Okay, 150. Okay, landing gear, and down at 178. Oh, no more than 178. Okay, landing configuration 122 flaps. Landing config. Right, I think those are the main speeds I need for that. Okay, so this is gonna help me a little bit. So I wanted to make sure that I had those set. That was really important for me. To make sure that I had these set. The other thing is in the PFD speed bugs. So we want these three on at the moment. Approach I don't want on because I'm not on my approach. I'm on my takeoff. So it's important to me that I have that one set. We need to make sure that we're on FMS here. Okay, so we're on FMS there. Okay. Oof, that's a cheeky number. One second, sorry about this. I don't come onto stream and ignore people. It's completely pointless. But we've basically been told that we're not going back to work for 2 months now, and my boss is having an absolute shit tip. Okay, so that's set. We got FMS set. Although I always thought it was in purple, but that's probably a memory issue of mine. I don't have the most amazing memory. Okay, so we can basically start to look at setting ourselves up for flight. Okay, so we've got the automatic pilot set. All our things are set, so we can go ahead and ask for pushback. So I love how quiet it is here. What I don't like is these three stalkers just standing out in the dark. That bothers me. But I did want to try something that I hadn't thought of before, and that was this. I want to go into the sound settings. Communication headphone simulation. Okay. We've got that VHF signal. I don't know if I've even noticed that, actually, to be honest with you. And then this is one I wanted to play with. Aircraft engines is currently at 70. So I want to just bring that down a little bit. I'm going to try it on 50. And adjust on cockpit sounds including instrument and avionic. No, I don't mind that being loud. Warnings. Environment. Okay. Weather, airports, urban and bio. Oh, I don't know. That might be alright. I just wanted to. Sometimes the engine's just slightly too loud, because you have to imagine you'd be wearing headphones, so it wouldn't matter. So did I tell you where we're going, Ella's car? We're going to Minneapolis. Yeah, I did. I said Minneapolis, St. Paul. Okay. Yeah, I'm going a bit mental. Okay, so let's request a pushback. So she said contact ground on 12 no, she said departure frequency 125. Why did she not say contact ground? Ah, ground services, I'm guessing. Right, it's really weird. But anyway. Okay, request pushback. So
Ground Ineffectual Gamer 907 requesting pushback.
No, actually, I don't want to. That's why, you idiot.
Ineffectual Gamer 907 pushback.
Stop it!
Request
Stop the
accepted.
pushback! Stop the pushback! Right, I was doing it wrong. I want to do this right. Right, so let me do this right.
Ineffectual Gamer 907
She
request
threw me by
and
not saying to
pushback
contact ground. Right, let's go back to clearance. Okay, request taxi to IFR. No?
Ground Ineffectual
Okay.
Gamer 907 with India ready to taxi IFR.
Ineffectual Gamer 907 taxi to and hold short of runway 27 right using taxiway Yankee Yankee Charlie Tree Charlie Mike 2 Mike. Contact tower on 126.8 when ready.
Okay, I acknowledge that.
Taxi to and hold short runway 27 right using taxiway Yankee Yankee Charlie Tree Charlie Mike 2 Mike Ineffectual Gamer
Okay,
907.
then I want to turn to my right. Okay, is that a full wall there? No. Okay, so we're going to request pushback. That'll be my right. Ground services. Request pushback.
Ground Ineffectual Gamer 907 requesting pushback.
Take off the parking brake.
Ineffectual Gamer 907 pushback. Request accepted.
Okay, so he should be going into place now. Okay, so he's gonna glitch in. Okay, so as he's pushing us back, I'm just gonna turn on our nav and our thing. Okay, I just want to make sure that we are being steered in the right way.
Ground Ineffectual Gamer 907 requesting pushback to steer the aircraft to the right.
Ineffectual Gamer 907 your request has been
Nailed it.
transmitted to the operator.
It's whether I can stop it before she drives me into the wall or it drives me
Ground
into the wall.
Ineffectual Gamer 907 requesting the end of pushback.
Okay, just in time.
Ineffectual Gamer 907
Okay.
request to end pushback received.
So we'll go back into the cockpit and we're all lined up for taxi now, so we'll put on the thing in for a second. He is going away so we can start the startup procedure, so we'll put on the strobe and we shall oh, the ignition's on. Is it on? Oh, the engine's starting. It's because I turned it down, isn't it? Yes. Oh crap, yeah, I probably haven't ignited it, that's probably what it is. Why have I messed it up today? Ugh. You know what it is? A lot of it's to do with this bloody angle. Right, okay, there we go. So I might have to start it again, no? Wait. Oh, come on. But I'm hoping that started it. Has that started it? Or has it stalled it? This didn't happen earlier. Right, so on. No, that needs to be on. Right, let's abort that. Okay, so we need the auxiliary BP on. That's on. Turn off the the master warning. Right, what have we got here? Right, let's go for another start. I've never failed to start on this. I've never failed to start on this yet. Right, okay, we're going up. Okay, everything's looking okay now. Tilt your head more, yeah. I know, it's stupid, I know. Okay, looks like we're okay. We're good. Right, auxiliary needs to go to... it does actually help me read it better, Elizgar. That needs to go to auto. Okay. Ah, maybe it's that. Okay, maybe it's that. Is it that one? Okay. No, why is this playing this game with me today? I haven't done anything different than usual that I'm aware of, and I don't know what I've done. What I've done wrong, sorry. The engine's actually fine, but I think we've just gone with, I think we've just got a hot start, what's known as a hot start, which is not good. Right, inert sep, I can take off inert sep. So we've just had what's called a hot start. But I still don't know what the igniter's. I must have to turn it auto or off. Oh, Christ. Again, it wasn't doing this before, so I don't know why it suddenly bloody started it. Right, okay. Okay, that's fine. Now the cast is clear apart from the parking brake, which is the main one we want to be clear. Okay. I'm going to go back and turn that turn that bloody sound back up. It's so little now I can't hear anything. So, sound, what was it? It wasn't cockpit, was it? It was aircraft engines. I think I had it on 70 before or something. Right, so note to self. I'll act like you've never done it. I actually don't know if that helps. But anyway, we're good to go. We're ready to taxi. Right. I'm going to turn my phone over for 5 minutes because I can come back to a shed load of messages later. Right, okay, so I think we're ready to go. He says. We'll take off the parking brake first before we actually start trying to go anywhere. Okay. And off we go. Oh, you know what? I need to change that bloody sound. It's ridiculous. It's gone from being too high to really low. And I thought it was already on 70 and that I've only changed it a little bit, and apparently now the engines are... I don't know if it's one of those things that gets affected when... Did anybody else notice that the engines have just gone? You can't bloody win, can you? Wait, what else did I change? I didn't change anything else, I'm sure. Ah, headphone simulation. Okay. So now if I take engines down now, that's what I did. I did headphone simulation. Because the headphone simulation is going to simulate the engines. Okay. Let's play around with this actually. Wherever it is. Headphone simulation. Okay, let's play around slightly with this. This could actually be good. I think we can actually go full master volume with the headphone simulation. And that's cool. Apart from when we go outside, I bet you when we go outside it goes mental. Okay, so let's try it up at like 90. Oh, it's still not too loud. Okay, we'll see when we go full engined and everything. Let's see what it does when we go outside. When we go outside, we can't hear a thing. Alright, I'll adjust those next time, but okay. I do like the fact that we can do that all. Okay, I'll just move the VFR map over here so you can't see it. Wait, we're going offline a bit there. And then I'll close it. I'll close that one now.
Ineffectual, number 9er. 7 hold position, caution, other traffic.
Okay, so I'm holding position. So I don't know what the other... I don't know what the other thing is. There is no other traffic. There is no other traffic. I'm going to continue. Sometimes I have had that. Shut up. It was because I had the headphone simulation on. Didn't do that before. Righto. So we got a little bit of a... It's one of the things I like about Chicago actually. The taxi is normally quite long. You've got a very long taxi. And if you are...
Ineffectual, number 9er. 7, continue taxi.
You're damn right and tootin'. If...
Ineffectual, number 9er. 7, hold position, caution, other traffic.
No, you're alright. So... The thing I like about Chicago, especially if you come from the parking, you have to go past the main terminal normally to get to your runway. So I really like that part of the game, and it's actually it's a long taxi normally.
Ineffectual, number 9er. 7, did you copy?
Certainly did. Just don't want to speak to you. Why do I have to copy now?
Ineffectual, number 9er. 7, continue taxi.
Ineffectual gamma. Acknowledge continue taxi, okay.
Roger, Ineffectual Gamer, 9er 7.
In fact, I'll probably let my dude do the chatting now, I think. He can, I'll close that one. And he can do all the chatting for me, because I'm sick of listening to her. So, alright. There we go. You have the comms, Mr. Sulu. Oh, there's a car there. But it's alright, we haven't got any crash detection on. So we'll be good. See ya, wouldn't want to be ya. Right. So yeah, if you like full simulated mode with all the other airplanes at Christmas, this game can be interesting. Taking off from somewhere like Chicago. If you've ever seen Planes, Trains and Automobiles. But it's a long it's normally a long taxi. I think the longest taxi I ever did in Flight Simulator was I loaded in London Heathrow years ago, and I had all the real air traffic, or at least the scheduled air traffic, because they didn't have live traffic back then. All the real scheduled air traffic, and I flew on a Friday night at 6:30 p.m. and the taxiing alone to get to the runway took nearly an hour and a quarter, because obviously delays due to planes not taking off and stuff. But it was pretty cool. I mean, daft as it is, it's a simulation, isn't it? But it was pretty cool, like going through the whole thing and sitting behind the other planes. I really, really enjoyed it, but I wouldn't want to do it every time. And now I understand why pilots have to check all their lights and everything, because you cannot hear anything with your Bose headphones on. These aren't Bose. They're Bose. You get free Bose headphones with this plane. Honestly, it's noise cancelling, so it blocks out half of the aircraft noise, which is a bit. I don't know whether you'd always want that, would you? I suppose you do. It allows you to concentrate. So yeah, I was explaining earlier that the round the world trip flight's kind of on hold just for a time being until I'll see how they get along with it. It's certainly not cancelled or anything. I know where I am and I'm looking forward to it, but there will be a lot more Discovery series stuff. And at the moment I'm just looking at some fantastic routes which I'm trying to put together for a couple of streams. And then I have an idea for another set of streams to do with this game, which I think will be really cool as well for the viewers. Not necessarily for me, but definitely for the viewers. So I'm gonna try and put that together around Christmas, or just before or just after Christmas. Okay, so we're about halfway through our taxi, just a little bit more than that, but we've got a good taxi speed here. I don't know if they've adjusted something here, but it seems to be easier to get your plane into a taxiing speed without having to mess around with the engine so much. Now, I'm sure it said I had to cross a runway, so this is not my takeoff runway. I'm crossing this one. Luckily my phone's going to run out of battery soon, so it just looks like I've gone to sleep. I didn't put my taxi lights on, did I? Or did I? I must have, actually. I must have put the taxi lights on. I'll double check now. But the floor's lighting up directly in front of me, so I'm guessing I put the... Yeah, I did. I put them on. Just have to make sure with these things, you know. Just no holiday movies or continuation of traditions during this pandemic. Shut up. I will be. I don't celebrate Thanksgiving because I'm not an American, but I always watch Planes, Trains and Automobiles on Thanksgiving, and I'm going to have buttered rum this year. Buttered rum. It's winter, isn't it? You need a little bit of fat in your booze. Okay, so we've done about a third of the taxi since I last updated you. As I said, this is a huge airport. Apart from like Denver, there's not many airports that are as big as this. And when I say big, I don't just mean in how many flights and stuff go through. The actual land area of Chicago O'Hare Airport is massive. It's a massive land area. Some airports are actually really big, but they're immensely tight. Denver isn't. Denver is notoriously spread out. Love this beer. First mouthful, you like it? Yep. Very bitter. But after that, it settles down a bit. Got a little bit of pull to the left. Sometimes, because of the lake next to Chicago, you get wicked crosswinds. So that's one of the reasons why I'm not coming into land here. But you do sometimes get wicked crosswinds. So we're 0.35 nautical miles from the runway. I haven't got it zoomed in on my map, but I presume we're taking off to the left. If I remember the map correctly, sure, we should be approaching the apron from the left. We'll be approaching the apron, then we'll taxi off to the left. I still don't know if they've fixed that, actually. I really hope they have. This is Taxi Simulator, just so you know. Yeah, it has a lot below ground as well. Yeah, there's a load of like, well, this is the thing. Because of how big and how spread out Denver is, they need a massive tunnel to take all the baggage through. Or if you're to believe the stories, for the end of the world. But they actually need these massive tunnels to take the baggage through. Must be really weird working in there. Like driving through those tunnels all day. It'd be like being a subway driver or something. But yeah, Denver Airport. Right, so that goes to the left onto the taxiway, so we keep going forward. Yeah, and it'll be a left. We'll be taking off to the left, so it'll be a taxi off to the left. No underground takeoffs though in Denver. No, prohibited. Okay, we're almost there at the apron now. So we're in takeoff configuration. Flaps are down. In the manual, it says to do it on the edge of the runway, but on the edge of the apron. But I've heard on my own flights before when I've been flying, I've heard that the flaps being deployed. So I don't know exactly what the real protocol is for it.
Tower Ineffectual Gamer 907 ready for
I
IFR
see how
departure,
my
runway 27
taxi's
right.
going off to the right, but I know it's not off to the right.
Ineffectual Gamer 907 cleared for takeoff runway 27 right.
Cleared for takeoff runway 27 right. Ineffectual Gamer 907.
So for some reason, the game wants you to taxi to the right, but that isn't the way you should be taxiing. You should be taxiing to the left, because that's where the taxi line goes as well. But you can see that blue thing goes all the way to the right. Why they haven't fixed that, I don't know. It should be extremely fixable. I can't imagine it's something that cannot be fixed. I can't imagine why it wasn't picked up in the beta either. Okay, we are at 27 right, ready for takeoff. Just touch the brakes. Okay, so ready to go. Oh, I like that sound actually with the headphone simulation. I really do. Unfortunately, torque the... Whoa, whoa, what a crosswind! I said it has crosswinds in Chicago. That's ridiculous crosswind. I'm still torquing my engines. Okay, we can take off, thank God. Get ourselves out of this hell. Okay. Touch the brakes. And we have to do this before 178. Okay. I'm going to start gaining a little bit of speed now. I'm going to bring my flaps up.
Ineffectual Gamer 907 contact Chicago departure on 125.0.
Oof, that was a bit hairy.
125.0 for Ineffectual Gamer
Okay.
907.
I'm going to put my yaw damper on.
Chicago departure Ineffectual Gamer 907 is climbing through 1,600 feet from 10,000.
Oof.
Ineffectual Gamer 907 Chicago departure continue to Phonic as planned. Altimeter tree 0.3.
I'm just going to have a quick look out the window here while we're at low altitude, because it's nice to see. Wow, it's choppy today. I actually like it. I would not want to be landing in that though. That was a mental crosswind, and you can hear it. One of the things I'm worried about is my my autopilot hasn't kicked in. And I don't know why. Right, so let's have a look at the flight plan. I have no idea why the autopilot hasn't kicked in. We'll have a look at the flight plan and see why. And I have a feeling because there's no flight plan. No, back. There we go. Activate to waypoint. Fromage. Okay, let's try a different one. Let's try it back. What about there? Direct to activate fromage. We are changing direction, are we? Or are we? Are we finally banking? Nope. Ah, this is the crosswind! I think. Right, okay, so yeah, you can hear there's a mental crosswind, and I think that might be why we're flying strangely. We'll see. I'm gonna see as we go on. We should really be following that line though, I'm sure of it. So let's just check there. Everything's going wrong today and I don't know why. Direct to activate back. Well, now the line's lined up. Yes, because if I look at the map here, we're a little bit off the line, but we're not totally off the line, and I have a feeling it might be the crosswind that's causing it. So we'll know soon. But I think maybe we don't have to make the turn. You can actually hear the crosswind here. Well, no, I was flying away from it, you see. Well, if need be. But it does look like it's flying it. It's a bit weird. It's every bit of information says it's flying to the location. So I'm not gonna argue with it. I'm guessing it's just a crosswind. You hear it? Just gonna check on the web on the station what the wind goes to 27 knots, 19 knots. That's not that strong, is it? Maybe in Chicago that's really strong. We'll see. Right, but it's kind of offline now, but it says it's flying it, so I'm just going to assume that it's flying it, okay? I'm not going to complain, and we'll do any little detours or any little changes that we have to do later on. But everything looks right here. In fact, though, ROL I think should have changed by now. Ah, I know why. You idiot. Oh, I'm having a night off tonight. I'm really having a night off. So, there we go. What a spaz. Elska, you've been watching enough. You could have told me. I'm going to blame you. I worked it out, people. I worked... At least this day and age, I work it out.
Contact Chicago Center on 133.35.
So in the past, he might never have worked that out. We'd be halfway across Alaska.
Gamer 907. Chicago Center, Ineffectual Gamer 907, 10,000 feet.
Ineffectual Gamer 907, Chicago Center, continue to FOMIC as planned. Altimeter tree 0 decimal
Like I
tree
said,
tree.
at least I'm spotting it now. At least I'm learning where I'm making the mistakes. I'm not feeling. Oh, so it is gale force winds. You can hear it in the headphones against the plane. And I know, and the crosswind was crazy when taking off. But that's Chicago for you. It's called the Windy City. Let's have a quick look back at Chicago now. Look at how beautiful that is for a game. It's a game. Look at it. I love it. I absolutely love it. I really do. So much more superior than to Microsoft
Ineffectual
Flight
altimeter
Simulator
97,
X.
please expedite your descent to 10,000 feet.
Oh, okay. Have I not got? This is what I was talking about. So I haven't got permission to go up, and I don't know why. And why haven't I got IFR clearance anyway?
Chicago Center Ineffectual Gamer 907 would like to change destination to Minneapolis.
Ah, there's something weird about this,
Ineffectual altimeter
so
97 is cleared
we'll
to
just
Minneapolis
forget it.
Airport as filed.
I don't know why it's been the way it
Spot
is.
64.
Ineffectual Gamer 907 cleared to Minneapolis Airport as
So
filed.
apparently I didn't fly as
5264.
I didn't request it properly. I'll go back and watch it. Maybe I didn't request
Ineffectual
it.
altimeter 907 read back correct. Radar contact 13,200 feet. Altimeter tree 0 decimal tree 0.
So you see we're getting the
Continue
clearance and
following
everything now
heading
too.
heading tree 505
That's fine.
and maintain flight level 180.
Well, again, I've spotted it, I've changed it, and I'm back
Continue
on
to
it.
FOMIC turning and following heading 350 climb and maintain flight level 180 Ineffectual Gamer 907.
And we should get clearance up to 31,000 feet if we're going to Minneapolis. I like this new map. It has all of the towns, and I didn't know the game knew all of that. It's so cool that it knows all the town names. So if I flew over your area, all the town names should appear in there. Just making sure that I'm on 91 torque at the moment. 188, but we are climbing. And kind of climbing. I don't know where the clouds are today. They're pretty high. It's overcast, but pretty high cloud cover. It's looking like it could be around 21 or something, 21,000 feet maybe. We'll see when we pass through them. The weather is, it can change. It can change. I'm using a weather system which is now actually saying weather conditions are clear at the next point. So what it does is it loads the new weather in, and this one kind of dissipates. And I like how it does that, because you're kind of getting the real weather wherever you're going. So we haven't got any cloud cover at this next one. I was hoping for snow, going to be totally honest with you. I was really hoping for snow today. But not my luck, I'm afraid. I like snowy days in game. So even though it thinks that it's clear, it will still put any cloud at the right coverage and things like that. So it's pretty cool that it does that. I'm just going to put on my ice light, just in case I need it. But I don't think we're going to need it yet. Can't see any ice on there, but I'll keep an eye on it just in case. Because the outside temperature is going to reach -45. So yeah, I think when we pass transition altitude, which is 18,000 feet, it's going to get a bit colder. So it's just passing transition altitude of 18,000 feet here. So I have to do a pressure reset, so it jumped down again, but that's normal. You have to do that at 18,000 feet. That's something I'm trying to train myself to do, because one day I was sat there and it was saying, what was it saying? Expedite your descent to 5,000, but on all my instruments it was 5,000. That's because I hadn't reset the barometric pressure So I was about, I think about 600 feet above where my instruments thought I were. So as he passed 18,000 feet, he's supposed to do that. I think it's...
Ineffectual altimeter 907, you are 600 feet above your assigned altitude. Descend and maintain flight level 180.
He's not going to give me it, is he? Right, okay, so...
Descend and maintain flight level 180 Ineffectual Gamer 907.
Okay, so let's see if we can get 18,000. Right, so... vertical speed... Then we'll go down... Oh. Where is vertical speed? Down... I can't even see what we're on. 850. No, 9. I'm gonna try and play it by the book, but I should have clearance to 31,000 feet here. We'll see when I hit flight level 18,000. I should get it. If not, I can always request a higher flight level. But going to Minneapolis shouldn't be difficult to get a... I don't think it should be difficult. See if I have to request it. It'll... If I do this wrong...
Chicago Center Ineffectual
Ah, yeah.
Gamer 907.
Okay, so it had me set
Request
as...
flight level 280.
And I should get this.
Ineffectual altimeter 907, climb and maintain flight level 240. Expect flight level 280.
Okay.
Climb and maintain flight level 240. Expect flight level 280 Ineffectual Gamer 907.
So 240. Okay, so... 240. So we said 240, expect 280. Okay, so do that. Hopefully it won't hold us up again. I didn't actually check the altitude beforehand. Which I probably should have. So 28, 29, 30, 31. So I need another 3,000, please.
Chicago Center Ineffectual Gamer 907. Request flight level 310.
Ineffectual altimeter 907, climb and maintain flight level 240. Expect flight level 310.
There we go. So we should get full clearance to...
Climb and maintain flight level 240. Expect flight level 310 Ineffectual Gamer 907.
So we should get full clearance to 31,000 feet here. As you can see, the weather's clearing up ahead of us. Said it was clear skies. Outside. See Chicago in the distance. Still got quite a long way. We actually have our estimated time of arrival on this console here. So you can see our estimated time of arrival is 5:10. And it is currently 4:19, so what we're talking 50 minute flight, no, 30, yeah, 50 minute flight more or less. Flight time, it's normally a little bit longer, it's normally, I think you had about 10 minutes onto it. But we're climbing nicely, we're climbing 100, no we're not, we're climbing at the right speed, it's all fine. It's all a bit,
Ineffectual altimeter 907, contact Chicago Center on 133.3.
it's all a bit quiet on the YouTubes tonight, isn't it?
decimal tree for Ineffectual Gamer 907. Chicago Center Ineffectual Gamer 907 is climbing through flight
what we can
level
actually do here
220
is
for
change
flight level
our speed
240.
bugs. So, I
Ineffectual
think that's in
Gamer
the
907
PDF.
Chicago Center.
So we want to turn these off now because we've used these, but we want our our V speed, which our approach speed, which is 85 knots. Didn't know that was the minimum. I thought 80 was the minimum, but it must be 85. So I'll bear that in mind because I've always been approaching at 80. I think the stall speed is 70, so I've always kind of kept it around 80. But then my last landing was about 83, so that was a crosswind landing, the last landing I did. But yeah, all these flap speeds, landing gear speeds, I want to try getting them right. Because I really want to try flying it correctly, because at some point there is some business simulation parts available for this game, but it's not there's not a commercial one up and running yet, and the free ones are really good, but when somebody comes out with the commercial one, because somebody will be working on it, it'll be immense. For this one in particular, it'll just be so much better, I'm sure of it. So I'm quite looking forward to when that comes out, and so I'm wanting to really perfect learning how to fly a specific aeroplane so that I can take advantage of that. Because in all honesty, in Flight Simulator X, they had a passenger add-on which was really, really good, but if you weren't flying a commercial flight, you weren't really flying. You know, it just didn't work the same unless you were flying commercial flights. And I wanted something a bit more than that. So you can just fly bush flights if you want, or you can fly commercial, private flights, charter flights. Sorry, not private flights, charter flights, or commercial flights. And I think there's space for all of them. So. So let's have a quick look. I didn't have my VR map open for some reason. Now you can't see my map, but it doesn't matter because your map's way better than mine. Yeah, so we're cutting off fromage, and we are about 1, 2, 3, well, about a quarter of the way there. That is one hell of a weird approach it's got me set in for. I'm hoping that's not, or why that does that, I don't know. We'll see. Really weird approach. I wouldn't be surprised if the game doesn't just throw everything up in the works for me. There's some weird approach on my map which I didn't see before, but you know what? Pretend we've had a system haywire. I was actually right of centre on my last one, I think. I was off centre. I'm getting really good at landing. I'm pretty pleased as punch, because normally I'm not that good. Okay, so we've got 28,000 now. We've just hit 28,000. We should get clearance to 31. There's no reason why, because it did say where was it? 240. Why is it not showing my new one? Do I have to request this? I can't have to request this.
Chicago Center Ineffectual Gamer
No.
907.
Oh.
Request flight level tree
I
40.
was going to say no now anyway.
Ineffectual Gamer 907
Oh.
climb and maintain flight level 310. Expect flight
Ah,
level
there you go. I've got
340.
310. Okay, so that's good for
Climb
me.
and maintain flight level tree 10. Expect flight level tree 40. Ineffectual Gamer
Right,
907.
so 310. So I've kind of cheated the system there. Okay, and then what I'll do is I'll ask for a cruising altitude decrease, and then I've cheated my way up to 31,000 feet without the computer realising it when it's trying to mess me about. So we've got some high cloud. Look, we can see some high cloud here as we're just gusting by it, but very, very little up here. But it is cool that you're just going through it. So where are we at the moment? Yeah, cloudy. Next place is going to be cloudy, so I'm expecting us to enter cloud soon. Whoops. See some cloud ahead there. So this weather thing tries to predict the weather around you, and I think it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool that it does it. So. I am going to try and learn to fly some smaller planes in this with the Garmin 1000. The Garmin 1000 is very, very different, very, very different setup, but works the same way. We've got a little bit of turbulence here. Very similar setup, but not exactly the same. Works the same, but a very different setup in the way that it looks. It looks ancient, but it is the Garmin 1000. Of course, every time you go up, it's obviously going to increase. This mod that makes this plane better, I mean, it is insanely better than the out-of-the-box version, especially the touchscreen and all the bits and extra bits it's got in there. And then this screen here is so much better. This screen here, you can add so much more to it. And if anybody does like an upgrade to the TBM to the next one, or even if there's a commercial version of it, which I'd probably pay for, that would have an auto throttle system for the autopilot, and it would also have the Garmin Return Home feature, which is an emergency feature where the aircraft will basically land itself at the nearest airport. It's ridiculous. It works. You want to see it. If you don't believe me, go look it up on YouTube. Not now. Look it up on YouTube. Garmin Return Home system. It is absolutely crazy.
Ineffectual Gamer 907, please expedite your climb to flight level 340.
There we go. So we've cheated the system, because we're going to ask for a decrease now by 33,000
Chicago Center,
feet.
Ineffectual Gamer 907. Request flight level 310.
Ineffectual Gamer 907, descend and maintain flight level 310.
So we cheated the system.
Descend and maintain flight level 310, Ineffectual Gamer 907.
I totally understand why people who become rich end up buying these airplanes, though. Whoops. End up buying airplanes. I can see the whole appeal of it. It is great. It is just a weird freedom. Although you're obviously living within certain laws. Of course, you have to follow certain rules, or you'll get your pilot's license revoked. But imagine just being able to fly pretty much wherever you want. You know, you think having a car is freeing, but having an airplane, especially one like this thing, you know, the pilots nickname it a commercial, like a commercial jet for beginners, or a private jet for beginners, even though it isn't a jet, because they're like, it's the distance that it can do, the speeds it can do, the fact that it has a full autopilot system on it apart from the throttle. But of course the newest version has an auto throttle, so you can imagine how an owner of it gets really excited when they get to fly in it. VFR map. Okay, so we are... Well, we've still got a fair ways to go. Looks like there's some restricted airspace on my map, but I don't know if it's restricted or it's just... well, we're flying by it, we're not flying through it, which is good. I'm hoping this wacky approach that I'm seeing isn't some error of the thing. I think regardless I'm going to be able to bring it in now. I don't think I have too much problem. But we'll see. We're at 198 knots airspeed. But our actual ground speed's 324 knots. Now, I used to fly always looking at this. When I'm seeing 88, I was like, oh, push it, goose. But in actuality, even when you put it up a little bit like this, so it goes up by about 4%, 2, 3, 4%, you don't really gain any airspeed half the time. But what you do is you torque the engines just a little bit too much. So I've got like half a knot there, which is nothing, and it's dropping back down. So I'm kind of not... I feel like around 70, then maybe you have to take awareness of it. But you can see I've gone up by 4% there, and my speed has barely increased. So trying to get used to it, kind of ignoring that as long as it's in the 90 range and it's not at 100, because the 100's the bad one. I don't mind. Same when you're descending, you can almost pull the throttle off. Pull off the throttle. Either way sounds a bit weird, but you'll still be maintaining the same speed because you're basically going down. So Robinson Cano of the New York Mets has been banned for 2021. Good. I'm a Yankees fan. The Yankees are my only pleasure. And now I've really got into baseball and I support them properly, they've started losing, or at least not winning World Series. My life. My life. Okay. So yeah, as I said, I torqued it up like a few percent, and I'm still sitting at 200 knots, which is fine. Absolutely fine. We've just passed a new weather centre. KJVL, Southern Wisconsin Regional, which is reporting mostly cloudy, which we can see a little bit of cloud now. Below us there. See myself and Ellisgar here. Ellisgar, the faithful co-pilot, but I have to keep an eye on him. So. But he's disappeared, so that's why I have to keep an eye on him, because he's in the back raiding the whiskey. Just can't see him because of my headrest. Truffles, chocolate truffles. I'm having a whiskey, so I'm going to have a chocolate truffle. Amplify that taste of the whiskey. Don't know whether you know that, Ellisgar. Chocolate truffle whiskey amplifies the flavour. It's great. Chocolate truffle first. Take a nice sip. Let it roll over your tongue. It's lovely. And chocolate truffles aren't half bad. Right. I'm sure there's more houses around here with all these road lights, But this is an issue that has been reported. Apparently some of these are like little country roads, but the game doesn't differentiate. So for example, you can see this is a highway here, because you can see like the roundabouts and everything. This is probably a main road, this one here. But these ones here, going around here, probably not a main road and probably not lighted. And I think that is important. I should really read my so Colts 2 Pagazzi. Let's have a look, see if that's right. Correct. I don't know how you shut that part. Oh shit. Oh shit. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I've messed some of this up, you know. I really don't. Because it's now coming up as Minneapolis here, and I don't want it to. We should be flying. It shouldn't have the destination at the top. Oh, it doesn't. Okay. So we got Coets. I am seeing. Okay, so Pizzi, right? Yeah. So I am seeing an issue. I'm trying to spot where the issue is before we get there. And the issue is Coets. Yep, I think we'll see what happens. There's a really weird thing here where I have a feeling that it wants to fly me in like a circle. But we'll see what it does. We'll see how it reacts. I've never seen that before, and I don't understand why it's in there. But it might just be me panicking before the fact. Hello, Nevis. How's it going? Welcome in, Levis. Levis Nieto. Are you Nieto? Are you Portuguese by any chance, or Brazilian? He's going to say Italian now. Or that he's from Dunstable. I don't know. Is it Levis or Levis? No, drama 2 mid-flight never hurt anybody. Certainly not the pilot by all accounts. Certainly not the pilot by all accounts. So what is that there? I've got something flashing down there. Ah, it's an airport, regional airport. Now you'll notice there is a marker out my right window, and we have not changed direction for it, and we're getting there pretty quickly, and that is one of my worries, because I can actually do it on this one, I think. Let's have a look. Is it that one? Yes, it is. So let's do you know, I really don't know what it wants to do. Until we arrive to this waypoint here, I have no idea. Absolutely no idea. And we honestly have to just wait and see, because this should not be there. But it is on my map here, Fromage or Fromag. So I have a feeling that there's a messed up flight plan. A really messed up flight plan. So I don't know whether to do direct to Coets like that and activate it. That seems to have changed something. It's a good start. But then Coets goes from there to the airport. I think I've messed something up somewhere. But we're going to give it a good going. We'll see. Okay, I'm going to... No, I'm not. I was going to jump up and grab myself another whiskey, but I'm going to behave a little bit. Try and behave a little bit. Yeah, I'm a little concerned about this. I am really... I'm genuinely a little bit concerned about how that looks. It doesn't look right to me. Because I'm not sure exactly how it works. And why that keeps popping out every single time. It's only 116. Oh, that's KO'd, not Yeah, I think I've messed up somewhere here. I'm pretty sure I have. Pretty damn sure. Not even my normal tablet is working today. Jeez Louise. So well, at least this looks like we're on course to intercept. 58 nautical miles. You know what? I'm going to go get myself another dram. I'll be back in a moment. Just don't let me crash, will you? Please, people, don't let me crash. So, where are we? How far are we out now? We'll go back a little. Oh, we're probably about halfway. But now we're at cruising altitude. You don't have to go as far. Yeah, kind of halfway there. Not sure if this is working right today. I'm trying to get it to... Can't see the bloody chat. Okay, there we go. Live chat. Top chat, live chat. Okay. Well, that should be working correctly now. Okay. Right, so we're still a fair way out. So I might get, this is 25,900 feet. Now I'm sure that's wherever the marker is, and I'm sure that's, I think that's in correlation as to where we are in reality to the ground level, not to the sea level. Because as far as I'm aware, your altitude is always, well, it is always like sea level. Some places you can be like 3,000 feet and you're riding the floor. I wish I'd picked up a bit of a shorter flight, actually. Hey everyone, how are you doing? Where are you tuning in from? Look at all these roads, it's a bit too little, isn't it? But never mind. Is that prune juice? What are you on about? That's beer. And whiskey. Prune juice. I don't think we can get prune juice here. I don't think it exists. Oh, we get some nice, nice bit of, what do you call it? Turbulence. Oh dear. Yeah, nice little bit of turbulence. We've got some pretty strong winds up for 24,000 feet. They're a bit lighter up here, but it is pretty windy. But we're shifting. We've only got 30 nautical miles to go, and then we'll know whether this flight plan's messed up or not. So, but there is an app, tiny nav map or something, which is you can use to do your flights in, and I think I'm going to start maybe using that in the future. I was trying to use SimConnect or something, but the flight plans it was producing just never seemed to work properly, so I stopped using them. It's probably something, well, for sure it's something I'm doing, otherwise they wouldn't have a website that was successful. I'm not the centre of the universe, I am aware of that. Elsgar, can you check your phone a second, please, if you're listening? Whoops. Bloody plume juice. Right, I think that's the halfway point. Oh, it's actually more than halfway for sure. Because we're at cruising speed, we should be there in... What did I predict? 10 past. And it is now saying 9 minutes past. Yeah, so the arrival time hasn't really changed. It will kind of get lower. I'm guessing if our predicted arrival is in 20 minutes, I can't see this being a kind of a mistake, because otherwise it would try and map in everything. Seen this as many oh crap, use of phone by picture, I don't know, prohibited during aircraft operations, and I've got my phone right next to me. But yeah, I think half of these roads are I noticed it the other week when I was flying across Nevada. I was like, hang on a minute, far too many lights for Nevada, far too many.
Ineffectual Gamer Niner, 7 contact Minneapolis Center on 128.6.
Going to 128.6 Ineffectual Gamer Niner 7. Minneapolis Center, Ineffectual Gamer Niner 7, flight level 310.
Ineffectual Gamer Niner 7 Minneapolis Center, continue to HRMNN as planned.
my battery's run out. It says 0? Are you kidding me? Alright, and I hate phone. Alright, those guys, no point in sending me a message now because my phone's run out of juice. And oh, sorry, sweetheart, hit the cat. I haven't got any. I haven't got a charger or anything, so well, not on me. So, in fact, what have we got? 13 nautical miles. Let me go get my charger because I need my phone anyway. 1 second. Right, so I'm aware it's 7 miles. I was just trying to look for. I don't know what I've done with my cord for my phone, and I think these are all for my Garmin. I can't use my Garmin one because it's an old USB port. Sod's law, isn't it? When I need the Garmin one, I can never find the Garmin one. When I need the phone one, I can never find that one. But never mind, it's not the end. Beyond the end. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I've done with my charging cable. I lose everything. I lost my marbles first, but right. So we kind of would know now. Oh no, we've still got a fair way to go actually. See, this is saying on the map here it's in 25 nautical miles to the next one. This is saying 3, so I'm guessing it's HRMN is the next one, but it shouldn't be the next one because we are. But it definitely is, or that at least that's the next marker. We're going direct to Coetz. Which is another. Okay, that's probably about right. Hey people, if you just joined in for the first time, come by the chat and say hello. Okay, so we're passing a small city there. There's a regional airport. Well, I say regional. It's got 4 runways. 2. I don't know if that's another one or that's just to the. I'm guessing it's just to the terminal. Now the one with the landing lights, that's the active runway. That's one of the things I'd love. Again, it's an issue. It's a thing they need to add to this game, so you know the active runway, or active runways. I think some airports do have 2 active. Well, in fact, I'm sure they do because I've seen a parallel landing with in LAX, with 2 planes landing on parallel runways. And if you look at some huge airports, they will have runways which are exactly parallel to each other. But this one, I don't. It looks like it's got 1, 2, 3 main runways, and then the active one hasn't actually got its lights on. It's a bit strange, but I'm guessing it's just the angle and where I am and everything. So, no, I used to have like 60. Don't know what's happened to them. never thrown them out, but I'm useless. I lose stuff. I could lose. Honestly, the old saying, "Lose your head if it wasn't screwed on." So no, I don't just have one. I have like however many peripherals I've bought which use one, and that's a fuck ton. Stuff just disappears. Socks included. I've only got left socks. You know what that is, don't you? Psychological warfare. Okay. Only left socks. I'll chat to you about that later. But I've also got a Guinness here. Guinness original. They haven't buried it. My cats like to use, how would you put it, bio-warfare or germ warfare against me now. So what they've realised is if they can't wake me up, because I've got a litter tray in the bedroom, because I shut the bedroom door at night, so my cat has learned how to hotbox me.
Ineffectual Gamer Niner, 7 descend and maintain flight level 260.
Okay, here we go, 260.
Descend and maintain flight
Okay,
level
so
260
we'll do,
Ineffectual Gamer Niner 7.
Down. Oops. We'll go down. 1,700. What did he say? 260. I'm pretty sure he did. 260. So yeah, my cat has learned how to hotbox me in order to get what it wants, which is both eerie, disgusting, malicious, and devious. All of these words can be used to describe my cat and her actions. She learned from the best, what can I say? No, but she is. It's horrible. And she does it right in the middle of a Zoom class, or first thing in the morning. Never last thing at night, because she gets fed last thing at night. She doesn't want to mess that chance up, so... And there she is. Angry because the other one's inside a little hovel. You're right, sweet pea. You're right. Talking about you, not to you. Devious cat. It was 26,000 feet, wasn't it? Yeah, flight level 260. So at least we know the approach isn't some weird ass approach that I wasn't expecting. It looks like we're going to get straight into the airport. Hopefully on the right runway, hopefully in the right way. Anything else, I can make adjustments. I can do an approach solo now. I don't need... Get down. Get down. I don't need the autopilot to do it. I can do that part. I aren't sure exactly about the... I still need my stabilizers for the final approach. But I am considering turning them off now. I'm kind of getting used to a few bits and bobs, so I might turn it off soon. Oh, talking it too much. No.
Ineffectual Gamer Niner, 7 contact Minneapolis Center on 1
Like I said, I'd like to try and keep the talk somewhere in the 90s.
134.85 for Ineffectual Gamer
Because I am
Niner
making
7.
speed. You know, the
Minneapolis
talk of
Center, Ineffectual Gamer
the engine
907
doesn't
is at
necessarily
flight
mean
level
anything. The speed
265,
is-
descending flight level 260.
Yeah, 260. So probably tell me to descend even more. Once
Ineffectual altimeter 907 Minneapolis Center. Continue to codes as planned.
Coets. Okay, it's pronounced Coets. I'm at 26 now. So I should be given permission to go down a bit further now. We might get 21,000. We might get 21,000 knots, but we'll see. I'm not panicking about anything like that. Let's see what our current estimate time we're at. It's still 509. It's 506. I certainly do not believe that we are going to arrive in 3 minutes. But we'll see. We have just taken a detour there. This is where things are going to get hairy because I actually don't know what the autopilot has planned here. But as we pass Coets, we'll know. Because it's going to highlight one of these bars. And that will be the bar that we're going on. Now, ideally, the left bar would be the right one. But I have a feeling this right one's gonna light up here. We shall see. Because Coets, I think it's going to be the right one. The reason I think it's going to be the right one.
Ineffectual altimeter 907. Descend and maintain 16,000 feet.
Okay.
Descend and maintain 16,000 feet. Ineffectual Gamer 907.
Okay. So he said 16,000, didn't he? We're just passing Coets now, so we're going to see roughly what it's going to line us up with. If it does line us up with the one on the left... no, I wanted the one on the left, didn't I? I think. Just check my VFR map. Okay, then that might be right. That might be right. Right, I think it's lining us up. I honestly think it is. So it's 80 nautical miles away, but it looks like it's lining us up. So if it's lining us up, I'm happy. If it's going to give us transitions, I'm happy. Oh, I should have turned off my landing lights above 18,000 feet. Didn't need them on. That was a mistake I made. But again, I'm trying to learn this stuff as I go by, so it's not an exact science. Okay, so our estimated arrival time was 5:09. Now it's switched to 5:31 because we've arrived at 5:09. I've never seen that happen either. This is a flight of strange events because it's changing things that I haven't seen it change before. Normally I'm watching these things and they all line up. I did say normally it's 10 minutes more, so 5:09 would become 5:19. This now says 5:30. So, and judging by the VFR map, we're still quite a long way away. Not as far away as we were from. We're definitely not as far away as we were from Chicago, but Chicago. Okay, clear weather conditions at the moment. A lot of cloud in the distance. We've got no icing, so that's good. So landing gear we can only put down when we're under 178 knots. Full landing flaps are 122. Now I have a feeling that first flaps is under 178, and then second flaps you'd have to be under 122 in order to configure them for the second flaps. Again, this is something I really want to get used to. think this is part of the game that you really have to educate yourself to a little bit. So remember, 18,000 feet, I have to recheck the barometric pressure at 18,000 feet. Are you sure you only joined in at the flaps part, Brian? I'm sure you joined in before. So yeah, 18,000 feet, and we'll recheck the barometric pressure. We've got a lot of turbulence here, which is never good. And the fact that the airplane's pointing away from the line, have a look on here, shows you the crosswind we've got at the moment. I've seen it worse, but that's pretty severe. At the moment we've got 90 knot crosswind. But we'll see. Oh. Keep an eye on our speed, we're up to 253, torques at 90. Really? You just got in from work? Well, I suppose it's only 20 past 10 in the UK. You notice that I'm adjusting the way I speak. I didn't say England, I said the UK. I'm born in Scotland. Oh, good to see you home safe. I propose UI and Ellisgar team up when you to play the Division 1. And we both should have a character that we can start from 0. We should do like a 3. I'm not going to say it. I nearly said it. We're not going to go down that route. But the 3 of us should play one day in a stream. I think it'd be good fun. Might get Malcolm involved as well as the 4th, because Malcolm has the division as well. I know Malcolm has the division. Could be fun.
Ineffectual altimeter 907, you are 65 miles southeast. Descend and maintain 8,000 feet, keep speed below 210 knots, expect ILS runway 30 left approach by a G-Cook transition. Cleared to G-Cook.
I like how he cut out cleared to Chicok. The hell is Chicok?
Ineffectual altimeter 907, descend and maintain 7,000 feet, keep speed below 210 knots.
Descend and maintain 7,000 feet, keep speed below 210 knots. Expect ILS runway 30 left approach via G transition. Cleared to
So
G
you can see
Ineffectual
what
gamer
I've just done
907.
there. I'm pulling back on the throttle because he's given me clearance, but we are hammering this, and we don't want to hammer it because we want to land. So we're going to pull back on the throttle. We're going to hopefully bleed off, I reckon, about what we're doing, 250. So I'd like to be at like around 180 something knots before I kick it up a little bit, if we can get it down to there. But it actually doesn't even want to get down to there, so I want to be under 220 anyway. So that'll do me. We've still got quite a long way to go, and I don't want to mess it around too much. You got loads. You don't even have to put it on the SSD, Brian. You can just stick it on your average hard drive. It'll work fine. But yeah, it would be good in that Friday night stream. You, myself, Malcolm, Ellisgar can get on it early.
Ineffectual
6
altimeter
hours early.
907, contact Minneapolis Center on 125 decimal tree.
But he's retired, so I don't guess
Going
that's
to
a problem for him.
125 decimal tree Ineffectual gamer 907. Minneapolis Center Ineffectual gamer 907 is at 14,100 feet, descending 7,000 feet.
Ineffectual altimeter 907 Minneapolis Center. Continue to GQ as planned. Altimeter 29.901.
Our time's going up a little bit, so it's now 5:33. So I'm just gonna give us up to about let's see, 40 something or other. We'll try. I don't want to go too slow. Don't go too fast either. So let's just try and keep things going. Actually, I think I can talk it up. I think I might gun a bit over with a the speed thing before, because now we're 34 nautical miles out, but we've got less than 7,000 feet to... Is that Airwolf? Is that place called Airwolf? Airwolf here. Fucking that theme tune, man. When I was a kid, that theme tune. There was that, there was Ninja Turtles. There's a voice, keeps on calling me. Down the road, that's where I'll always be. There's that one as well. And Christ, what was it? Those three were really big for me. They were the ones that your ears just went, it's on! Get in the living room! It's on! What else was that? I mean, there was Ghostbusters, there was Goonies, but they were all movies. I'm trying to think of the TV series where every week that music started and you were like, get to the living room! It's on! That was Saturday morning, Sunday morning. Littlest Hobo I used to absolutely adore as a kid. Used to love dogs. Ended up with rats. Are you listening, you hobos? Okay, so we're at 9,007, and I think... What's our next one? KMSP. Just check to make sure... that's actually the airport, so I actually think we're at a good level here. I honestly think we're at a good level. So we're 26 nautical miles from the airport itself. So... What was it? Which one? What was it playing? What was it saying? Okay, there we go. Where is it? There it is. Why is it changing? Send and maintain. Expect 30 left. Okay, expect 30 left. So I'm guessing that's 30 left, but we can always change. Alien Isolation's okay, but it's yeah, it's okay. I don't love it, but it's okay. Assassin's Creed 3 remastered. Nothing to write home about. It was remastered, but it wasn't even remastered that well. Didn't make a huge thing. Shadow of the Tomb Raider, I haven't played, to be honest with you. Yeah, but it was Airwolf. It's like V. V was the t-shirt I bought. I'll show you actually, because we've got 21 nautical miles, so I'm going to show you that jumper that I told you that I bought. I was so pleased when I found it on the net. 1 second. So I don't know if anybody remembers V from the 80s. The television show about the Third Reich. But the Third Reich was replaced by aliens. Then I found this jumper on Amazon. Look at that baby. Red with the alien markings. And I was over the moon. I was over the moon with it till it came and it was a kid size. I didn't order a kid size. I know I didn't. They do have adult sizes, and I know I didn't order a kid size because I double bloody checked. But they sent me a kid size, so that's going back probably Friday to get the new one. So, so we'll see. But I was actually semi-pleased with that. I haven't been given another flight.
Ineffectual Altimer 9er, 7 contact Minneapolis Center on 133.7.
I'm going to slow down a little bit. The reason I'm going to slow down is I want to...
133.7.
We are very close,
Gamer 9er
and we're not at altitude yet.
Minneapolis Center, Ineffectual Gamer 9er 7,000 feet.
Ineffectual Gamer 907 Minneapolis Center, continue to GQ as planned. Altimeter 29.85.
We're not going to GQ. Ah, okay, hang on. Okay, so, look. It says travel to GQ as planned, but GQ was not where I was planning. So, GQ. Activate leg waypoint. Okay. So we're obviously going to make some type of turn here to go to GQ. Okay. Ah, okay. So I think I fixed it, because you can see we're now going to GQ, and that will step us into the next parts, which is fine for me. I'm gonna. So this might actually get us landed all right.
Ineffectual Gamer 907, contact Minneapolis Center on 125 decimal tree.
Hopefully.
Going to 125 decimal tree, Ineffectual Gamer 907.
Ah, Jess, you all know when to come in, don't you?
907, 7,000 feet.
Oh shit.
Ineffectual
This
Gamer
is not
907
sending us to
Minneapolis Center, continue to GQ as planned. Altimeter 29.83.
I'm just going to let it do this circle. It's going to do a circle here. I don't care if it takes a little bit longer to land, it takes a little bit longer to land. Oh! Right, why is it doing that? That's a new one for me. That is a new one for me. Let's have a look. I might have to change something here. Flight plan. GQ. GQ. Direct to. Activate GQ. Right, so I have activated. Oh Christ, we're doing fucking laps around Minneapolis now. Okay, so I know that activating certain things is why it looked jacked up in the first place, but I think we're going to make the right turn here. Literally.
Ineffectual Gamer 907, contact Minneapolis Center on 132 decimal tree 5.
We're going to make the turn.
1 tree, 2 decimal tree.
But
5
after
for
that,
Ineffectual Gamer
everything
907.
should go correctly.
Minneapolis Center, Ineffectual Gamer 907,
So
7,000
our arrival time has increased to 29.
Ineffectual
Actually, it
Gamer
hasn't.
907 Minneapolis Center,
3 minutes
continue
off,
to
so
GQ as
okay.
planned. Altimeter 29.83.
So I should take notice of some of the decisions I make, but okay. Bacon, booties and bras. I know!
Ineffectual Gamer 907,
You tell
contact
me, Jess.
Minneapolis Center on 133 decimal 7.
You tell me. I have some hypotheses.
1 tree decimal 7, Ineffectual Gamer 907. Minneapolis Center, Ineffectual Gamer 907, 7,000 feet.
How you doing, by the way, Jess?
7 Minneapolis Center, continue to GQ as planned. Altimeter 29.83.
So we're going to line up with the line, and then we'll make a slight left turn
Ineffectual
here.
Gamer 907, contact Minneapolis Center on 125 decimal tree.
I did press the barometric pressure, didn't
Going
I?
to 125 decimal
We're under
tree,
8,000
Ineffectual Gamer
feet, so we're
907.
going to put our landing lights on.
Minneapolis Center, Ineffectual Gamer 907, 6,900 feet.
Because, to be honest with you, the way that we're making turns,
Ineffectual Gamer 907
I
Minneapolis
expect
Center,
people to
continue
over
to GQ as
over
planned.
Minneapolis to be shitting their
Altimeter
pants.
29.83.
It's Al Qaeda! Like, we've just done like a massive circle over Minneapolis. So, well, we're not actually anywhere near Minneapolis
Ineffectual
yet.
Gamer 907, contact Minneapolis Center on 133 decimal 7.
Even the ATC don't have a clue what we're doing.
1 tree decimal 7, Ineffectual Gamer 907. Minneapolis Center, Ineffectual Gamer 907, 7,000 feet.
Ineffectual Gamer
7-7?
907 Minneapolis
Ah,
Center,
okay.
continue to GQ as planned. Altimeter 29.83.
So our true altitude, I'm really not sure of. We don't look that high up, so I don't know what altitude the airport's at, but my suspicion is pretty high because I've got a pretty good view of the roads here, and I don't feel that we're too high. I can see the airport in the distance just here.
Ineffectual Gamer 907, contact Minneapolis approach on 126 decimal tree 5.
So
126.35 Ineffectual Gamer 907.
we should be around.
Minneapolis approach Ineffectual Gamer 907 7,000 feet.
We're not at
Ineffectual
7,000 feet.
7 Minneapolis approach. Continue
7.
to GQ as planned. Altimeter 29.8.
We are continuing to GQ. Is that going to stop? I don't know if that's because we were doing laps of it, and sometimes you're actually manoeuvring faster than the ATC can keep up. But I've actually got 9 views now, Jess. 9 views and 7 likes. What's going on? 9 views and 7 likes, people. Click the like button, please. I don't know if it does anything or works anymore. I don't care. Because I live stream, it actually hurts me on YouTube. It pushes you down the rankings. The longer you live stream, the more it pushes you down the rankings. Unless you have huge amounts of views. I did like my Self-Fellas car. That hurt. Of all the comments you've made, that one hurt. I can't believe you just said that. That really hurt, that one. Never cried on camera yet. Forget you. What movie is that out of? There was a movie where he obviously said something else, but I think they wanted the PG rating or something, so the guy just goes, "Forget you." So I'm sure it's a Schwarzenegger film. Back when Schwarzenegger was the man. Right, okay. We're Scotland in now. I suspect we're like, I don't know. I suspect we might be at like 1,500 feet or something. I really do. So, landing gear 178, flaps 178, so we have to drop 10 knots in order to engage flaps. Forget about it! I have not cried on camera, give me a break. I have not. Actually, I have. I actually did, sadly. With Baron. So yeah, you're right, I have. I wasn't that drunk then, I don't think. I probably was. Probably was hammered. But I did, yeah.
Ineffectual Gamer 907 descend and maintain 5,000
Damn
feet.
those ninjas cutting onions.
Descend and maintain 5,000 feet in
Should be
Ineffectual
eating
Gamer
more cream
907.
cheese. Then I'll be getting my bitches. Right, okay. So now, let's have a look. We're not quite there. Yeah, we are. So we should be making a turn now. No! Right, okay. Right. Get to... fuckery. I'm flying this solo, people. Sod the autopilot. The autopilot has no idea what it's doing, so Swifty is flying this one solo. Yeah, I am. So I've actually turned the autopilot off. I've never done this before, so let me just line up my screens. Okay, so this might be a bit bouncy. I'm not telling you, I'm telling my my patrons. Do you know what? It's called the Smiling Cow in Spain. Am I climbing? Because I haven't had clearance to drop yet. But I want clearance to drop. Descend and maintain 5... Okay. So I have. I've got permission to descend and maintain 5,000 feet. But we're not using the altitude. So it doesn't matter. The altitude doesn't matter. This is going to be a bit bouncy for the people on board, but I don't care. We've got to do 1,000 feet in less than a nautical mile, I think. the engines back a little bit just so we. I really want to do this actually. I want to understand that I can actually land this plane, given any problems. Stripping the dancer queen yet. You rolled the dice too strongly there, Alesgar. They've gone off the table.
Ineffectual Algebra 907 descend and maintain 4,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 4,000
So our landing
feet.
gear
Ineffectual
and
gamer
flaps
907.
are at 178. So currently I cannot engage flaps, but I would want to engage flaps. Like a kid. I've told you, Jess. I don't speak the lingo. I speak Catalan. Descend and maintain 4,000. Okay, we'll do that on a slight decline. We're going to wait one final turn now into the airport. And I'm really hoping I manage to do this, people. Please wish me luck. I know you all wish me death and flames and everything like that, but wish me luck for this one. I genuinely want to do this correctly. So just wish me a bit of luck, because
Ineffectual Algebra 9er, 7 you are 1 tree mile southeast of Minneapolis.
so I can bring my.
Contact Minneapolis Tower on 126
I'm
decimal
gonna extend
7
my
when
flaps, so
inbound.
now I have to compensate.
Tower on
little
126
bit.
decimal 7 Ineffectual Gamer 907. Minneapolis
My
Tower
second
Ineffectual
flaps,
Gamer
I have to be at
907, 12 miles
122.
southeast inbound ILS runway 30 left approach.
And I'm doing this
Ineffectual
without
Gamer 907,
anything at the moment.
Minneapolis Tower.
Oh,
Cleared ILS
okay, so
runway 30 left approach.
my markers have just come up, but I was actually going to do that without them. I wanted to
17.
seriously do this by visual.
Cleared ILS runway 30 left approach Ineffectual Gamer 907.
Oh shit, I've gone too far there. So, okay, so my stabilizers have come on, but I still wanted to do it without stabilizers. So I've got the landing gear, I can put my first flaps down. Oh shit, I need to be really careful here, because now I've put full flaps, and I can't put full flaps. Get the nose down, you idiot. Right, okay, so we've bled off way too much speed. So my passengers all just had a shit fit, and the woman in the back dropped a baby. She wasn't even pregnant. That's the worst part. So we're going to try and line this up correctly now. We're looking for 122. Try and bleed off as much as possible here. No hands. I can ride a bike with no handlebars. No handlebars. No handlebars. And we can only engage second flaps at 122, so we really have to kind of bleed it off here. That would be when we enter the cone, which is, if I remember rightly, 3 nautical miles out. We'll have to. What's the tower? I've requested landing. I've got my bloke doing it. So, as far as I'm aware, we're cleared for the ILS approach here. So, right, okay. I'm gonna start ignoring everybody. 122 landing. Okay. So we need to bleed off a bit of speed. So I'm just gonna pull the nose up slightly. See if we can bleed off a slight amount of speed. I wish I could zoom in a little bit out here actually to make it a little bit
Ineffectual
better for
Gamer
you.
907 cleared to
So I'm
land
trying to get
runway
us down to
30
about
left.
122.
17.
What I'll do at 122 is I will engage the second flaps, which will then really drop our speed. So this one lift
Cleared
it
to
up
land runway
slightly.
30 left Ineffectual Gamer 907.
Okay, so you see there we've hit 122. I'm going to extend the second flaps. We then have to power up, because otherwise we're going to go into a stall. And I just feel like I'm kind of slightly too zoomed in there. So we're in landing configuration now, so what we need to do is just adjust ourselves before we come in here, and then we want to be hitting 85 knots on the final approach. So I'm gonna drop our speed. Slightly here. As I said, we want to be at like 75 or something. 85, sorry. For the final approach. So all these cons are going to be red now because it still feels like we're going too fast. So I'm going to just pull back a little bit on the old and this way I'm going to start actually trying to use the rudder, because pilots use the rudder. We're at a decent speed now. Don't want to lose too much more, but want to be down to about 85, so I'm going to use the rudder just as much as possible. Feels really weird actually when you start using the rudder as opposed to trying to tip the wings and doing what you think you're supposed to be doing with the wings. You're supposed to try and keep the wings level and use the rudder to make your adjustments, but that is actually incredibly difficult. So I'm 5 knots below. We're heading towards 79, so I just need to watch that. It's a hell of a crosswind here. I'm just trying to keep that level. So I think it's 85. It's at the touchdown was. So I really want to try and hit that 85 touchdown. But I'm not allowed to tip my wings too much. I'm not supposed to allow it. Way. Everything else is supposed to be done with a rudder, and I'm just not used to doing that. I'm really not. I think it just switched, but the pappy lights there were perfect. Are they still perfect? No, they're not. Too far right now. Okay, that's all right. I can still do this. Let's level it out a little bit. Pappy lights is still 1. Means I'm too far off to the too far off to one side, but I can do this. Okay. Right, let's line her up. So I'm using rudder here. Whites all mean too high. Okay, yes, whites mean too high. That's alright. I'd rather be slightly too high than slightly too low. Oh, this is horrible. This landing isn't my best, but I'm trying to use the rudder and I've never used it. Well, actually, oh my good lord. Oh my good lord. There you go, let's go. Far right. Okay, we got down. Woo. Reverse thrusters. Okay. Regular thrusters.
Ineffectual Gamer Niner 7 turn
Oh!
next taxiway.
What the hell was that? I didn't do that. Yeah, it's always going to give you lots to talk about, right? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. I'll chat in a second. As people are talking about balancing and stuff. We're talking about elite balancing. Listen, I love elite as much as you all do, but I think where Brian's saying there, I think it's. I said this before. Shut up. I just drew a line under it because I was investing a ton of time, and you guys are all cool. Like, it was so good doing like the combat streams and stuff with you. That's all great stuff. That stuff I genuinely enjoy, and it's a part of the game that I love and will never forget. Hey, let's have a look. So no, you know what they should do? What it should actually be, us guys, it would be nice if you had to shoot down a zillion ships, but you also had to transport a zillion things, or you had to go to a bazillion planets. That would be what kind of made it better. But okay. Shooting ground. Gonna request taxi to
Ground
parking.
Ineffectual Gamer 907, request taxi to parking.
Ineffectual number 907 taxi to general aviation parking via taxiway Alpha 7 Alpha Delta Quebec.
I did
General
not.
Aviation
Alice,
parking
guys,
using
shut up.
taxiway Alpha
I
7
actually
Alpha
landed
Delta
right,
Quebec,
didn't I?
Ineffectual Gamer 907.
I'm sure I landed right. I'm going to check that back because you've said that before. It's turned out to be bollocks. Yeah, and like the engineers are the one that bother me most because it's very obvious that I said it before that they were never going to fix it. They were looking at the code upgrade, which will come with Odyssey, and then that should fix all the problems with the current one. And I understand why they've done it, because apparently the old code was a mess. And you can see over the last 2 years, the elite scene, as in from the people who were seen on screen, it's completely changed. I mean, it's completely changed. There's none of them. Will Flanagan's not there. The other guy's not there. Sandy, the Loach guy, he's not there. It's because they could not take that game to the next level. Fair dues. You know, everybody's got their point that they can get to. There's a guy who's in the division, who deals with the division, who I didn't like him when I first saw him, but then I've read more about him and I realised that he is the reason the division is so deep. He worked on Red Dead Redemption and Grand Theft Auto before, and he's one of the reasons why the maps are so have so much detail in them. So, you know, you don't always know, and you know, sometimes people get mixed up with personality and whatnot, but they don't realise that that person's not going to take the game anywhere. And I said I'd put it on hold until they do a code upgrade, because I think the code upgrade's going to make it change it. And if it means a little bit more work, I don't mind that, as long as the code upgrade makes the game more exciting. I just felt like... Oh, we've got a car in front of us, but sod it. We'll go through it. I just felt like that game didn't care about the player. And I felt that whoever created it was still stuck in 1980 whenever the original come out, and they weren't interested in making it more for the modern day. I really think, looking at the code upgrade, I really think that there's going to be more interaction in that area of the space station where you're trying to pick up missions, and that's what's really important. That one of the things about picking up missions was there's not enough interaction. You didn't feel like you were really picking up a mission. It's a strange interaction. And well, what you say there, Jess, yeah, but the people in the newer stream are what's gonna hopefully make the game better. If they don't, and if it does kind of lean towards Star Citizen too much, they'll have a lot of comeback on them. But my hope is that Braben's vision at the top, followed by the people below. Listen, how can I put this? I work in a job where people come in through the door and pretend that they know what they're doing, and when push comes to shove, they don't. But they will act like they do. And I look at all business, now that I'm doing kind of more of a managerial position, I kind of look at all business like that. I think there's a ton of people who don't actually know what they're doing, and they'll blame anyone and everyone for their faults, but they're not prepared to say, I didn't do that right, or I could improve in that way. And I think the games industry is no different. Everybody's just trying to get a pay raise. But as players, we invest time, which is more expensive than money. We invest our time, and we want a return on it. I don't care about the 40 quid or the 60 quid that I drop on a game. I care more about the time I invest in it. And when I look at how many hours I've invested in Elite, it's a crazy amount. And for what Elite gives you in return is minuscule compared to other games. compared to other games. It's just completely minuscule. And I always felt, and I don't know about you guys, so everybody's writing messages and I haven't said anything yet, but I don't know about you guys, but do you never feel, or have you never felt that Elite works against you, not with you? Even EA work with you. Even Electronic Arts work with you. They want you to buy their loot boxes. So they work with you to kind of drive up your demand for a loot box. But it always felt like Elite works against you. It really did. And I think that was all to do with Sandy and everybody else's, and the people who worked under him, the way that they coded the game. I think that they always felt like you have to really work for it. If you work for it, then you'll like it. But they never truly realised that we don't want to go through the mire for nothing. I still think they should. I mean, they did it with the arcs. You get the free arcs and everything. So I said that that's something they needed to introduce, was the free skins, or the ability to buy them after working them through the game. It's really, really important part. But I bet you that wasn't Sandy's idea. Yeah, I mean, I'm just going back. Sorry, Brian. So you're saying there was never not good enough missions. Again, this was coded at the beginning when you arrived in a station. You got some pretty good missions. If you were new in the station, you got pretty good missions, and then as you picked certain missions, it felt like the server knew what you wanted, and so it would force you, or would try to force you, to do a different mission. And for me, that's where an issue arises, because you don't want to do a different mission. You like doing combat, you do combat. You like doing delivery, you do delivery. But I noticed that it started trying to funnel me into what it wanted me to do rather than what I wanted to do. Yeah, walking missions. That's called Death Stranding. Jess, did you not see my Death Stranding stream? That was Elite walking missions. But I don't think Braben's idea was lazy. That's the thing, Aladscar. I just think he was hoodwinked by certain people, and I feel that you see it. Did you? I mean, Brian bought Jurassic Park as well. Jurassic Park was pretty shitty. I don't know what it's like now because I haven't bought any of the editions or anything. I haven't bought any extras to Jurassic Park. It was bought for me by a streamer called Floorboard, who I haven't seen him around for ages. He bought it for me, and I was eager to play it, and within days I was done with it, and I was like, wow, this is a AAA, and it was a AAA game. I mean, it's Jurassic Park. I was like, fuck, they really fucked up with this. The park was tiny. That was the first part I couldn't get my head around, how small the park was. And then, like, you had one hotel, one gift shop. I was like, fuck, somebody really created this. I just feel like Braben's stuck in a bit in the past, and I know I feel it because I've been around a chairman of my local football club in England. It's kind of the same. He gets drawn in by these people who have no idea what they're doing, but they talk the talk, and he thinks that he's getting a good product. But I'm hoping by whenever there's a disaster, sometimes it turns a corner, and I really feel like when they realized that the code, you noticed it when they admitted that the code had limits. That's when you started seeing Sandy and the light disappear. You started seeing him disappear, and other people came in. There was kind of messages on Twitter of Will Flanagan's moving on. Everybody wish him good luck, and everybody's like, yeah, see you, don't let the door hit you on the way out. Like, it all went into overdrive then. And I really think that they've obviously said, you know, get lost. Who can actually do this? And I think upper management's probably said, you know, if you don't deliver this, will shop you to everybody and tell everybody that you're the reason that it hasn't done it. Right, where is the oh, there he is. Oh, whoa, 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 no, 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 we're here. Oh shite, we're out of our parking zone. Anywho, well, he's put his thing on anyway. Right, stick on the parking brake. Knock off the warning lights. And I don't know how you turn off the engine on this one. I always forget. But anywho, well, I've landed safely. So let's have a look. Problem is developable, is it? Yep. It was the loach doing all the talk. Yeah, kill it. Who's JP? Was that the guy who did the... Who's JP? I recognise it, but I don't know who he is. Yeah, I recognise it though. But anyway, no story, no mystery. Well, this is what I was getting at, Elsgar, because there was some stories, but the fact is we now know, because of the things that we were given during exploration of Elite and stuff like that, we now know that stuff was there, but it was hidden so deeply that no bugger was ever going to find it. Like, we hear stories now, so-and-so find this radio message out in the middle of nowhere. It's like, well, what was so-and-so doing there in the fucking first place? And it's because he's probably been led there by somebody. You know, you have guerrilla stuff goes on. I know it goes on because it happens with the Division, where people go onto message boards and they leak little bits of information, but not as I am from this company or I know this thing. They just say, "Oh, have you ever thought about this?" And then some people click on it, go to that place, and find the secret. That happens a lot in video games now. And okay, Jurassic Park. Okay, I thought you were on about. Why was I thinking JP? Somebody. No, listen, Brian. It was that bad. It was. It wasn't terrible, because if you liked Jurassic Park like I did when I was a kid, then no, it wasn't terrible. But if you were someone who was buying a game and you look at that game, one hotel, one type of security building, one type of control and command building, one type of gift shop, one type of hotel, and really, really, really small islands to work with. I mean, super small islands to work with. When you think about Jurassic Park, have you ever seen like a true and they want to do it in the correct way? But that was the reason for the small islands. Force people to have problems. That isn't gameplay when you do that, because you're saying, well, we're going to force you to play the way we want you to play. We're going to say it's a sandbox, but it's not a sandbox, because we're going to force you to play the way we want to play. So and you know, it is what it is. Yeah, I've got to reconnect it a better rate. I don't know if Facebook cuts out when I do that. It's a little cheat that I sometimes use. So yeah, I wasn't complaining, Brian, if you've joined back in. I wasn't complaining, but he's onto something. He's onto something. What was I saying? Oh Christ, I hope that was a continued stream and isn't trying to count as another bloody stream, because that'll be a real shame if it does. So yeah, what was I saying about that? So yes, what I'm trying to say is that, you know, you create a game, you've got a game plan, and for me, because the theme park game that they make, that's not so limited, and there's some people doing amazing things on that, and that's why I was surprised by Jurassic Park, because I felt it would have been a little bit bigger, but it wasn't. And we'll never know why. Should we do the landing challenge? I have to go to bed soon because I've got a business meeting in the morning, but we could do this one. No, I think I liked parts of it, Brian. I think that's the thing. I loved mixing the genomes. I loved just seeing the dinosaurs. That was one of the things that I really liked, just seeing the dinosaurs when they first came out of the incubator. I loved that part. I really did. I just felt that the game... But the scary thing was, and this is true, one of the reasons I didn't invest my own money into it, because you look at the Mafia. Did I use my own money, or was that that French guy who donated might have paid for Mafia? I can't remember. There's a game I've bought recently. It was Mafia. Which game have I bought recently? I'm gonna have to look at this on my desktop. Something I've played recently. Shit, I forgot. Watch Dogs Legion. Watch Dogs Legion. So, I bought Watch Dogs Legion because I knew it was going to be okay. Like, I watched a few reviews before I bought it because Ubisoft has a bad history with launch games. But I waited and I got it because it had good reviews. But I was a bit worried about buying Jurassic Park, and that's why somebody else bought it for me, because I didn't want to drop money on it, because I don't have 40-50 quid to throw on something that I felt was pretty... Oh, they've regurgitated this one. I've done this landing challenge. Alright, do it again. This is Jackson in Colorado? Can't remember, I think it's Colorado, this one. I've done it before anyway. It's a slight crosswind, but it's only really slight. To be honest, not far wrong. I actually felt like in Roller Coaster World or Roller Coaster Tycoon. I think it was Roller Coaster World or Roller Coaster Tycoon, where you could link into the eyes of somebody in the park. And I can't remember if you could control them directly or they would go around the park and you would follow it from their point of view. And you could ride the rides and everything. It was fantastic. Me too, Alice Guy, you're absolutely right. And that's what I thought you'd get, and when I realised you didn't get that experience, I don't know, there's something about it. So, fuck knows where we are. Jackson's at 6,000 feet. Having a citation. Good for me. Good for me. Good for me. Are we fully configured for landing here? Because if we're fully configured, I feel comfortable. I can't see speeds or anything. This is why I hate this. Okay, I kinda can. Don't know what our landing speed is. That's the best part of this landing challenge. We've got a crosswind. And I'm absolutely sure there isn't a 200 knot landing available. But it's not the nose down. Let's go for this. See what we can't do. I actually don't know what the landing speed is on this plane, but I'm gonna give it a whack. This seems to be our holding speed, so I'm gonna use the... This seems to be, whatever this is our holding speed, so I'm using the rudder again. It does actually work. It's really strange to do it though. So you see how I was really far wide there. I'm wide to the right now, but you take the rudder in, or you try to take the rudder in, you come... Yeah, you do. It works. The rudder actually works. You just have to... It's not my cup of tea, but... Oh, I went... Did I get it? I know I shattered. I know I just... Somebody's luggage is in the field to the right, but my touchdown there was not that bad. My touchdown spot was pretty good. I'm going to have a look. Landing precision, 79 feet out. Landing smoothness left a lot to be desired. And ground roll left a lot to be desired. Left a lot to be desired. I'm going to give it one more go, people. Let's give it another whack. I'm going to just set the throttle roughly. That's where these landing challenges are stupid, because the throttle, it doesn't give it a time to kick in. It's there. Okay, so look, 130, final 110. Okay, final is 110. What you say there, Oscar, as well, is I think the monetary now in gaming is honestly secondary, because in order to go to work I charge X amount of money. So if I am expected to, what is it, 130, 110, if I'm expected to work within a game, 110. Cripes. Why am I always... I can't even see what my speed is, that's the worst part. Oh, no. You're coming in way too fast. Yeah, even on your final, you're like 80 knots above it. So, I don't know if that's purposely done that way. I'm not going to be able to bleed off. Unless I stick the nose up, maybe. And go on a seriously weird cross landing. I don't know how I'm going to be able to get myself set up for 110. That's ridiculous. But anyway, let's imagine it isn't. This dude's coming into land at 165.
500.
Yep, you announce me. 500. I'm still speeding. This is not a regular landing. Let's face it. This is not a regular landing. That's a weird landing challenge, I'm going to be honest. Because it seems to set you up for failure halfway through. Now, having said that, it's not the worst. Hey, I landed. And I landed decently there. I was about 20 knots above. Yeah, there's something weird about that. I don't like that. I don't like this landing challenge because it smells funny. Ah, hang on. No, I think it's full flaps, Julie. So my landing precision was less, but my landing smoothness was better. So let's give it one more go. Thanks, Julie. No, I think when you're coming into land, you're fully configured. I love how Julie just comes in banging out flight tips. You don't see her for weeks and then she just comes in blagging out. How are you doing, Julie? I'm only kidding. It's all jokes. Hey, I need those truffles. No way am I doing fine on 110. It is probably the landing speed. Landing speed if you need 320 is 125 stall speed, I think. Maybe I do have to put my flaps in, but I'm sure that they were maximum before. I think you're landing when you come into land, Julie. I think you're in full landing configuration. Because it's a landing challenge, not a... Let's see. Yep, you're in full landing configuration. I think it's just a case of judging your speed. A bit weird. It's alright, I'll do it via speed now. So I'm going to still head out over this river. I don't want to make my left turn yet, because we're just too busy bleeding speed. So once I hit 120, and I can't even hit 120 yet. 6.5. Okay, we're about 120. I'm going to actually put my thrusters up to make the turn. Okay, this is a bit better. So we're at 116. And 15. 118. Oof. If anybody was aboard this plane, they'd be throwing their guts up out the window right now. But I'm trying to do it. We're at 112. That's alright. 112's okay for an approach speed.
500.
This feels too low. I'm just going to be honest. Yeah, it really feels too low. And I'm going to have to put the nose up and gain a little bit of speed. And a little bit of... What the hell happened to the weather? Oh, we're way off course here. Again, can't use the wings. You have to use the... I'm going to do this. Thing is, I refuse to be beaten. This is going to be the strangest landing, the strangest crab landing ever performed in this aeroplane. But I tell you what, I'm not beaten. I'm not beaten here. I'm coming in. I'm not beaten. Oh, we bounced it. Fuck it. Right. Yeah. I'm not beaten. But what you say we used to? What do you mean? We used to. So my landing positions got worse. My ground roll's got a little bit better. But we should have a ground roll of 57 feet. That doesn't make any sense. she's talking about jet fighters. You always come in full flaps. You put your flaps down, you have your landing gear down, everything is set, and then you adjust the throttle accordingly to get your correct position. I'm not winning this one. I'm not winning that one at all. You're in a bit late, Julie. The pub's shut. I thought everybody's on lockdown in the UK now. What happened? Ah, okay, gliding. Yes, you probably, maybe you do. Gliding's very different. Yeah, you're talking about gliders. Gliders very, 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 very different. Seen a fair few gliders where I live. Above, we've got a really good place where they can take off and grab the thermals and go really high, and then they kind of spitting down towards the airport. And yeah, but no, planes very, very different. When you come in for that final landing, you should be set up for your approach, which is normally whatever the landing speed is. But that 110, it makes sense, but because the game throws you into it and kind of has your trim already set up and everything, if your throttle's not the right amount, then you immediately start either underspeeding or overspeeding, and it doesn't really work very well. Some of them, when it starts you really high a long way back, it's not too bad, but that one's a really strange one. But I did struggle with that one before, I remember. It's only got like a 4 knot crosswind or something. Cars on charge? Do you drive a Tesla? Okay, so before I go off tonight, I just want to show you this website, actually. I just want to show you this website. I need to load my browser up before I do it, and I'm going to have to work out how to actually show you my browser without using the term browser. So peeps, I know I've been away from Elite and everything, but I will play a little bit of Elite soon. By the way, Ineffectual Gamer t-shirts available. If anybody really wants one, I can probably sort you out. Just send me a message on Discord and I'll sort you out. If you don't really want one, it's double price. You have to really want it. So I got this website that I found. I just want to show it. Couple of websites actually for this game. Believe me, if you like flying in Elite, not the combat, if you like flying in Elite, this game is worth it. You can get it so cheap now as well. CD keys, I think it is, as the basic version really well. Did we lose Jess because we didn't lose Jess because of the shutdown, did we? Okay, so the hell not. Where's my bandwidth been eaten? I haven't done anything to eat my bandwidth. Just find this. Actually, you've got a point. It's not the porn. It's not the porn. I don't want people to see. Don't want people to see everything I look at, because I read and look at things that maybe some people would consider controversial, but I've got kind of an open mind, and I like to read stuff even if I don't believe it or I don't think that way. I like to read it because I want to know what the others are thinking about. That's how I always put it. It's not so much the porn, it's just other stuff. Oh, it's not this one. Oh, that's the shit one. FS. Just see. That one. Jeez Louise, come on. Hang on. Flight Simulator mods. Let me put this in. So, I'll actually load this one. Flight Sim 2, that's the one. Okay, so I'm gonna show this. Oh, well actually, we need to make another thing, I think. We need to add a scene 4. So it's gone blank for you, but I'm still here, don't worry. Browser. Browser. I'm hoping that just... Can I get my... no it doesn't. Okay, 1 second. It's not browser, that's why. Remove. Yep. And we need... I guess it's display capture. I don't like doing display capture in case I have bank details or something out somewhere. But anyway, so this World Flight Tours, World Tour.flights, and it's going to be interesting. So for example, North America, you click an area, for example North America, shows you every route that's been created in North America, which is pretty cool. Okay. It's got like California Highway 2, Santa Monica Municipal to Hesperia. Now you can load this in the game and change it up a little bit, but you'll get like the basics of it. Here's a beautiful and challenging multi-stop flight in the northern US Rocky Mountains. So if you ever want to fly the Rocky Mountains, Los Angeles to San Francisco International. Just the San Andreas Fault. It's so cool that people, Nevada test site. It's so cool that people are making this stuff. And you just download this. So for example, White Sands National Park and the Valley of Fires. Okay. Traverse the Florida Keys. I did that similar one. This is Key Largo to Key West, but I did it longer. But I did that. And then you click on it. Shows you the Google map of where it is, which is so cool. And then here is just a download option. I bet you don't, Brian. Actually, Brian, you do, because you'd be sadly fucking... you'd be crying if you tried to take my bank, anything from my bank. So it gives you White Sands. I just think this is so cool, and people are doing this in their droves now. So this game is starting to become like... people are really supporting it. There's landing challenges. Just really cool. And this website is not very old. I think it's like a week or so old. Now it's made, or it was put together by somebody who worked on the game. So we know it's going to get much better. We know it's going to get better. The other one is Flight Sim 2. Flight Sim 2 is all the add-ons and stuff. I'm just going to go through one page to show you exactly what you can get. So there's a DHL livery. Somebody's created Crete in Greece, guess using Google Maps. The Zahubi Reef. We've got, let's just look at some of the really cool ones. So, obviously loads of aircraft repaints. I mean that's normal. So there's the livery pack there, the A330 livery pack. But I want to really touch on some of these things like here, Newcastle International Airport. So this is an airport I know. Okay. Yeah. No, you could all use a laugh. That's the thing. So Newcastle Airport in the game is actually not bad. It's not a bad rendition at all, but it isn't perfect. Somebody's taken Google Maps, they've run it in, and I've flown into this airport. This is a perfect rendition. I recognise these gates. I know I've flown into them. The only thing that is wrong, if I totally had to pick it apart, the tugs are too big. They don't have these tugs in Newcastle Airport. Most of the, if I remember rightly, most of the airplanes, they don't pull that far up to the terminal. You get out and you get on a bus, or you get out and walk. So the tugs aren't there. But the set out is perfect, and there you just see here you can see the tower, and it looks exactly like the tower. And for a freeware add-on, I'm gonna be honest, you cannot moan about this at all. And then somebody's actually built all the extra bits for Newcastle, so as you fly over the city you see loads of stuff. Here, this is the airport terminals here. This is the hotel. don't know what this is. It's not the train station, but I haven't flown into Newcastle for a few years, so I have to be forgiven for some stuff. But they've done a good job, whoever's done that, and that's free. You don't pay for that. You download it, you drop it into the game, it's free. Let's have a look at some of the ones that have been done. Pushback helper, so rather than do it in the game the way the game does it, because the game is slow at replying to you, you can do it with this add-on where you just say which way you want to do it and it's going to do it immediately. Luke Air Tool is so if you're flying like A320s or something, you can load up different companies and they will do all that, like the boarding sounds and stuff like that. So you can see it here. There's a welcome, duty free, seatbelt on, COVID. There's even a COVID-19 thing, which I like the addition of because I never saw that before. So they've obviously added that to it. It's unbelievable. That's the thing I'm talking about. When a commercial version of this Luke Air Tool comes out, it's going to be outstanding. Matterhorn Mountain. No, it doesn't seem like a lot, but you know, there you go. Somebody's made a Gatwick Airport premium version. I don't know why they've called it premium. Well, actually, they probably call it premium version because I think they've done the inside it. That's pretty mental because I don't know if there's a paid version of Gatwick, but good lord, they've done a good job of that. I was looking for the internal shot. There wasn't. Ah, there you go. Oh no, that's not. That's the monorail. That's not the internal shot. But anyway, so somebody's done that. Let's see. Kennedy Space Center. I used that recently. I used that mod recently. Eindhoven Airport, Vienna. So, well, what's that in the bottom corner? Oh yeah, yeah. I had a problem last weekend. I need to reactivate it. I don't know what happened. I don't think it was a virus because I'm really careful about what I download. But my Windows stopped working. I had to do like a fix, and then it's come up with activate Windows afterwards. So I need to put my thing in, but I can use it for now until I get it put in. Right, so let's see what else we have there. It's showing those ones again, so I guess it's this one that you have to look at. No. Same ones. Why is it? Are we on page 1, page 2? So. No, you don't want to be doing that. Yeah, if you fly your drone around in Gatwick, you might be getting arrested. German castles. It's a good one. But this is like. But having said that, look at this, right? I'll just show you this one guy in Spain because I think it's pretty fucking amazing. Rotterdam City. It's crazy how much is in here. Even somebody's added Jaws movie orca boat attacked by. So if you go to Martha's Vineyard, just off the coast, you can see the orca being attacked by the shark in the movie Jaws. It's a bit mental. Somebody's actually added the, and I have considered it. Get down, you. I have considered it. Somebody's added the UFOs to. Somebody's added the UFOs to Devil's Tower. Okay, so if I just search in here Girona. I want to point someone out here because it's so cool. This guy, Carlevex. I asked him to see if he'd put my city in it, but he didn't. Right, this is the city of Girona. That wasn't in the game before, and he's added it. And I mean, you don't know. You've never been there, and even if you had, you probably wouldn't see it. But this is Girona. I can recognize most streets here because it's not too far away from where I am. And I was actually going to try and show you the cathedral actually, but I don't think he has it in his shots. So the cathedral is famous in Game of Thrones, but he hasn't got it in his shots. So I hate this road here. I hate with a passion. Let's look. This is a football stadium here. Actually, you can probably see the cathedral here, but you can't. It's too hard. Anyway, this guy's put he's put Girona into it, and you know, you look here. It's not the best. It's not rendered great, but the rest of the city looks fantastic. And where's it gone? Where's his name? Okay, so he's already. Then it shows what the other stuff he's done, and you look at it, and he's put. These are all pretty crap, but Girona, Tarragona, Reus, Lleida, Sabadell, Vitoria, San Sebastian. These are all like really good places, but look, it's just the list of Spanish cities he's put into it. Luego, Badajoz, Salamanca, Jerez, Burgos, Valladolid. Like, he's put all of these places in it, and you're like, unbelievable what people are doing. It really is. Like, the game's gonna be, it's gonna get better and better. That's why I keep on. That's why I keep on going on about it, because I think that honestly the game's gonna just get better and better. So, if you like exploration, you like doing the flying thing, the technical stuff, I would really give this. I would give this game like a big thumbs up. It's got its issues, but I've played Elite for long enough. I can put up with issues. Okay, people. I'm gonna call it a night. Tired. A bit tired. Okay, so I'm gonna call it a night, people. I really want to thank you for joining the stream, as usual. I'm gonna take a night or two off now. So either Friday or Saturday night I'm gonna take off. I'm not too sure yet. And tomorrow I'm gonna take off as well and try and rest a little bit. I'm absolutely knackered at the moment. A lot of work on, but other than that, I will push to make a good stream this weekend. It's probably going to be this game because I have some things that I want to do. But if you are really, or if you do really have the need for speed, then I will be coming back with an Elite stream sometime soon. It just has to be a day when I have a bit of time and I can be asked to do all the buttons, because I'm not looking forward to it. But we'll see. Okay, people, I'll say 9-7. Please enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy the rest of your evening, wherever you are in the world, wherever you are in the universe. Thanks for joining with Swifty's stream, and I will see you the next time. Okay, 9-7.